FEINT, three-step feint. The three-step feint is a part of the handball team's ABC and is considered to be one of the most used feints within the sport. The shooter, moving forward at a high speed, catches the ball and takes one big step to the left. Thereafter, he sets off with great speed and power to the right, and after the third step, he jumps up and launches his shot. To succeed with the three-step feint, there are some important details you need to pay attention to. Number 1 is to have enough strength in your legs to execute the feint properly. Number 2 is make sure you have the proper distance between yourself and the defender throughout the entire movement. Feint, shot feint. The goal for the shooter is to leave the defender passive and rooted on the spot. If he succeeds, he has a better chance of launching the shot above the defender. In order to pull off the feint, you have to execute it clearly and make sure you have power left in your legs to jump up and launch your shot. Feint, twist feint. In this video sequence, the flow of the shooter's movement is crucial. It enables him to maintain the force of the rotation all the way to the actual shot. The shooter wants the defender to believe that he will launch an underarm shot. Thanks to a major shooting feint, the defender comes down low on his left foot. This is when the shooter turns and launches the twist feint. If the shooter has calculated his timing right, he has 2 more steps left to twist around and launch his shot. In order to pull off the feint, you have to execute it clearly and thereby leaving the defender rooted on the spot in order to increase your shooting chances. Passing between legs. To pass the ball onto the line player, in this case the pivot player, is a challenge. The key is to find space for the pass to the line player. As it turns out, there is a lot of space around the defender's legs. Through the attacker's quick change of pace and the three-step feint, he forces the defender to move sideways. Then, at the most advantageous moment, he plays the ball in the gap that becomes present when the defender moves his legs. From the line player's pivot point of view, it is important that he moves along with the movement of his teammate, enabling him to catch the ball, twist around to get round the defender, and last but not least, score a goal. Please notice the timing of the attacker when he plays the ball between the defender's legs. Passing overhead. A variation that might frustrate the defender is when the attacker passes the ball closely over the defender's head. To succeed, you have to trick the defender to lower his hands. One way of executing it is to feint a low play, but by using your wrist, play the ball over his head instead. The pass demands excellent wrist skills and will be a surprising choice of passing the ball for any defense exposed to it. Pivot, twist away from defender. Today, handball is a demanding role for a pivot player. You need some tricks up your sleeve to be able to break away and take a shot. The defender is holding on to the pivot player. At the same time as the pivot player catches the ball, he moves his weight downwards and twists away from the defender. What will decide if he succeeds in breaking loose is that when twisting away, he must block the arm of the defender at the same time. The blocking of the arm, combined with the movement of the line player, eliminates the defender's ability to resist the force that this movement presents. Please note how he squeezes right above the elbow of the defender. Penalty throw, lob. If you are facing an offensive goalkeeper, a lob could be very effective. As a shooter, it is important that you try to get the goalkeeper to make the first move. Make a small body feint or go for a really powerful shot to get the goalkeeper moving. Once the goalkeeper has started to move, preferably sideways, it is very difficult for him or her to reach a well-balanced lob. Please note the hand and wrist movement of the shooter. Penalty throw, thumb screw. A variation of the penalty shot is the so-called thumb screw, which, accompanied with a flick of the wrist, can be very effective and spectacular. A dummy move will make the goalkeeper cover the wrong corner, enabling the shooter to place the ball close to his standing leg. Please note the flick and twist of the wrist and the effect it has on the trajectory of the ball. Attack screw. The key here is for the attacker to make the jump as high as possible and thereby gain time needed to finish his shot. By raising his arm and at the same time changing the angle of his upper torso, the attacker wants the goalkeeper to believe that he will shoot the ball in the nearest corner. But at the highest point of his jump there is a sudden change. He lowers his hand and with a flick of the wrist, he places the ball beyond the reach of the goalkeeper. Please note the attacker's body positioning, paying attention to the angle of his upper torso, and also note the flick of his wrist and the spin that is put on the ball. Attack layup. This might very well be the most technically demanding jump shot of them all. First and foremost, a quick high jump is needed in order to gain as much time and favourable angle as possible. With his lower arm, the wingman wants the goalkeeper to think that he will shoot in the far corner. As the goalkeeper comes down from his covering top position, the wingman, acting with perfect timing, makes a layup movement and shoots the ball past the top of the goalkeeper's head.